in the cloud. And we are starting formally again. I'm starting formally because this is going to be recording for everyone who was not able to participate. And as I mentioned, the today's session is going to be held by myself, Elena Gorcheva, the whole team who teaches for the Data 630. No, it's not proceeding. I will have to do it this way. So the today's session will be hosted by the whole team of Data 650, which is myself, Elena Gorcheva, Professor Gopati, Professor Rajesh, and the tutor Elena Baitenskaya and Linish Dave. We have two sections, 9040 and 9041. The section, both section, I will be co-teaching the second part of the section, and the first part, Professor Gopati will be teaching the first 6 weeks, and the other section, the first six weeks, will be taught by Professor Rajesh. So I would like everyone here in the screen to present shortly himself. Gopati, can you start, please? You can unmute yourself. Okay, whoever is ready. Rajesh, can you start then?
Hey, it's Rajesh.
Okay.
Welcome, everybody.
Can you say a few words about yourself?
Sure. So I came to big data by way of genetics and genomics. So I worked on large projects surrounding genomic sequencing, things like that, and became a self-taught data scientist, data engineer. I've been working in the field right now for about 15 years, worked with various positions in industry, in ad tech, in government services, in healthcare IT, as well as with a lot of startups building out cool new infrastructure for mobile apps or IoT applications. So I look forward to working with you all over the course of the semester and helping walk you through some of the big data technologies we have on deck.
Thank you so much. So Professor Rajesh bring his industry experience to this class, which is what we try to do in the program. I'm not presenting myself extensively because most of you have heard since I'm the program chair for the program, and from one reason or another, you have heard that I'm in charge of the curricula, not only that I'm going to teach this class, but in charge of the whole curricula for the Master of Science in Data Analytics. And we will meet each one most extensively through the discussion board, where everyone is introducing himself and interacting with colleagues. Elena, can you say a few words about yourself?
Sure. So I see a lot of familiar names on the roster, and well, I used to be a student at Maryland University College. I have my master's in databases. So for about 10 years, I have been a graduate teaching assistant. I started with DBST database program, and then I transitioned to data analytics. So total 10 years. But I have met some of you in earlier courses on the program, in Data 610 or Data 630. And I guess I'm excited to work with you again.
Excellent, thank you. So Elena is our star TA, joined by our star TA, which is a product of the program, Linish Dave. He is actually from the first batch graduated from the MSDA program. So Linish also bring industry experience. Can you say a few words, please?
Sure. Good evening, everyone, and first and foremost, congratulations to you all. Everyone who's kind of gone through, started their journey back in Data 610, and you worked through all the courses to be here and be close to, either to be the end of certification pretty soon at when you go to data 670, or maybe end of your master's degree. So great job again. But so you're just pretty close to that, so hang in there. And also welcome to this class, because this course is pretty intense. And I know Professor Gorcheva and Purushottam and Professor George are going to give you lots and lots of input about it. And but I'm telling you, as a student, and as Professor Gorcheva just mentioned, being a student, so I feel and exactly know what could be going in your mind. What are some of the experiences you had, or what you may be thinking about this course and the time spent. But I'll just tell you three things, guys. I mean, as a student, first and foremost, what I learned in this course, and what I'd also learned before, is there's no shortcut to success. It really it mattered, because so be prepared to work hard. And as I said, you're so close to your ending your academic journey here, and of course learning much more in about data analytics, data science, big data. So there's a lot to learn in the next a couple of courses, data 650 and 670. Second, and most important, start early. Okay, I would say this enough, and I would not, I mean, of course, multiple times, and the others are going to do the same. But starting early is the key. The instructions and the whole assignment look pretty simple, but there's a reason why you've been given enough time to complete it, because then you could end up with some technical difficulties on the cloud, or some other issues that could be going on. So there's this time given to for there's a reason why you've been given enough time. So even if you think you have a very easy assignment, you could get it done in a day. Guess what? You could probably end up spending an entire weekend or a week doing that. So start early, because as I said, you need to also add on to what is expected from you. And last and not the least, but do not miss a chance to grab any of your extra points, and anything that your professor is going to offer you for anything that you do additional. Grab those points, because at the end you'll definitely need it. Very pretty soon we'll also be coming to you with the competition on Kaggle, and we'll talk more about it, which is going to get you some extra points. Okay, so good luck to everyone, and over to you, Professor Gorcheva.
Thank you, Linish. Gopati, you mute. Do you want to talk?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Sure. Yes.
Okay, sorry. Hello, everybody. Sorry about the issue with the microphone I had earlier. So I'm Gopati. I think I have introduced myself to most of you, at least those in my section. This is my fourth or fifth semester teaching this course with Dr. Gorcheva. I reinforce all the points that everybody made. I would like to add that discussion posts are also important. You get approximately 10 to 12% of your total grade from your discussion posts. So make sure that the posts are well thought out and that they are substantial. Make sure you follow up to any questions that your classmates have, or the TA or myself post in response to your original forum posts. Other than that, yeah, I would like to again reiterate what Linesh said. It's very important to get started with your assignments early, so you don't get stumped by any technical issues you have with the platform, and you have enough time to finish your work. And don't hesitate to reach out to either myself or the TA with any technical issues you have while working on the assignments. All right, I look forward to working with all of you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So everyone understand that we spend this 5 minutes because sometime you will see someone who is not exactly assigned in your section, but jumping in order to provide faster response to your issue. So that's why I think it's very important everyone knows, the whole team and the role of each of one. And you can contact with any question, any of us. So we are going to go quickly. I'm going to share the recording and the PowerPoint. So most of the things I'm going to go very fast. They are just put on writing in the slide. So there is not much need of some of the stuff to be articulated by boss. This is just to keep for record. And we are going to see mainly the issue related with the class, grading, and a little bit about the first 2-week activity. I am aiming to finish 8:40 and the rest of the time 20 minutes for question. That is my plan for today. So just to start with what we are going to do in this class, you already start reading and you have heard along the whole program about big data, and I still find that this is not clear. So please keep in mind that in the discussion is the place to clarify the concept. And here what we are going to do in this class named Big Data Analytic is doing analytic on big data. What that means? Big data is not just the volume of data, everyone knows. And this is actually started as a term because of the difficulty to deal with this amount of data by variety, volume, and veracity. We're talking about not volume of data, we're talking about unstructured data like text and images, free text, which you find in article, in internet, and in social network. So you understand that the volume is not the only challenge here. And actually we start talking about big data around, let's say 10, 12 years ago, when the technology was not sufficient, not seamless to deal with the challenges of the volume and veracity and velocity of the data. So mostly what we are going to do is exposing you to different technology to deal with big data, technology and approaches. What we are going to do here in this class is technology and approaches to deal with this with big data, and of course extract insight, which is actually the definition of analytic. Analytic on big data means we are going to focus on the technology and on approaches and new analytic, hello, a new analytical method, and integrating very important different skills toward your role as a future data scientist, data analyst. So this is just very graphical presentation. You've seen it. The numbers are amazing, and the growth is even faster than previously anticipated. Here I like very much this graphic because it actually tells us when we get to the 2010 with the social network, YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook, when the number has grown to petabyte, to exabyte, we need new technology to deal with this data. And this is what actually we are going to study. Of course, you understand that the subject is broad. What we are going to do is pick up let's say four or five very key area in big data. Of course, they are much more, but we are going to pick up 4 or 5 key area in which you are going to learn the technology, you are going to read the approaches and method to do analytic on big data with 4 projects. That is in general the plan for this course. And of course you can review here why we are talking about structure, because the analytic is not the same. In the word is not black and white. there is gray color, and what is represented in this figure is actually the gray color. We are talking about not just structured and unstructured. We have semi-structured, which has to do with HML, or textual data, which is somehow is possible to have some kind of structure in the, for instance, clickstream. And when you define a problem, try to think about the first thing, what is the data which I'm going to work, and this is going to tell you where to look for the appropriate approaches and technology to deal with this data. It's not the same for structured, quasi-structured, or unstructured. So that's why review this slide and think about every time you get the data for your project, where you stand and what is the best, let's say, the best technology to use, which of course the best technology you have at hand, because they can be others which are not accessible. And fortunately, there are many different technologies, so never you are going to be limited. And the technology today for big data is going toward open source and democratization. That means that it's accessible even for small businesses. It's not like a couple of years ago where, for instance, Hadoop is expensive part for, let's say, for data management. Hadoop is the part of the data management of big data. Then on top of this goes Spark, which is to do machine learning with big data. And all these technology, specifically Hadoop, are expensive, but there are other sources today for which even small businesses can have access to the technology in the cloud, which make everything cheaper, and do big data analytics. It's not just like the big company who were entitled before to do that and to compete. So this is one direction. Here I continue with the challenge of big data because this is very important focus. Why I'm stressing on unstructured and natural language processing? Because this is today, let's say, where the big portion of value of the data in any company, in any department. People in HR have a lot of textual information which they want to classify and to extract insight about about their employee. Just simple example. A healthcare has a lot of unstructured textual data from doctor, and that's why I'm stressing here that dealing with unstructured free text is going to be focused almost half of the course, because the biggest value today company find is in this area. This slide you will see later on in the course repeatedly. So I'm just pointing to the importance of unstructured textual data and understanding what is the natural language in the context we as a human speak and understand each other. Then we transition to something which started in the last few years, which is AI and how is it related with what we are doing in this class. First, the heart of AI, let's say we're talking about classical AI, which started in the 50s and still is in research in the university, but already has reached a place. We have this practical contemporary AI, which is already possible to get benefits in any company to increase productivity of human being, helping with something which is close to the way we as a human do intelligent decision based on data. So that is the contemporary AI we're talking in this class, which is the heart is the machine learning as well for the data analytic. And machine learning, as you know, without big data, machine learning has no meaning, because machine learning, all machine learning language algorithm work based to learn from the data. In order to be able to learn from data, you understand that you need substantial amount of data, and this is the relation. That's why I try to represent this here graphically, and you start to understand how is big data in machine learning related and how they are related with the data analytic class we are in this semester with data analytics. So this can be represented in broader sense, which in addition, I put the sub class, which is the deep learning part of the machine learning, which is very important part of the AI, practical AI today, which is applicable in many of the different area of our life, and how is it related to the data science. Of course, each of these disciplines has proper algorithm, but what we can say is that data science, we can do data science outside of the artificial intelligence. You see, this is broader area. Of course, we can do many stuff using the artificial intelligence approaches, which are basically starting with natural language and machine learning, and do data science based on AI. And we are going to do several stuff in this direction in the second part of the course. So this is just so you understand what we are going to do. Here are the most important point about the 650, which is not different as a curricula from the other courses in the program, which is based competencies, and you are going to have graded assignment, which is a project, no exam to answer question. So then you will apply what you learned practically, and of course you will have to do some coding to practically apply the concept for let's say for real meaningful application with real data. So that is going to be, just want to tell you that our program as oriented to project-based, skill-based program, we already have been recognized by different organizations. I have put some of the award we have won through the curricula, through our excellent team of professors or faculty NTA, and of course through our dedicated students who were able to win several competencies. So I listed here the most important because I think as part of this program, you should feel proud of what the program has achieved by now, and moving on, you will be part of this. Here is a compressed schedule in which you can see the topic, and here is slightly different from the syllabus because I put in addition here when we are going to have a let's say online session in which we are going to provide walkthrough to the tool which we are going to use for certain assignment. And you will see here week 3 we have walkthrough, which week 7 we have another walkthrough, and which week 10 we have another walkthrough. And as needed, as the class progress, of course we may have additional online session to help you better succeed in the course. So I would like to stress here that here in this class, we are going to do the approach for big data. What is the difference to deal with data traditionally and the big data approach? Traditionally, usually the business analysts define a problem and ask the IT department to deploy information infrastructure to be able to answer the question he poses as a business meaning for the company, because this is the purpose of the analytic. So we are talking about here building a data warehouse, and the business user is going to run a report and do in customer survey, and this is the classical analytic. When we move to the big data approach, the approach is different. Today, we are talking about first, the cloud is here, and we can deploy the information, the infrastructure is built that the analysts will have all the components of this on the platform. So there is a platform in the enterprise where is the database and all needed, let's say, all needed tools which the data analyst may need for different tasks. So what the data analyst in the big data world work, and this is today, this is not ideal scenario. This is where everyone is moving. Everything is in the same place, which is named a platform, and the data analyst can select for the specific problem which of the two to use in order to solve the problem. So as you understand, it's totally different paradigm shift. It's not that first the problem is defined and then the infrastructure is built. No, the infrastructure exists, is a platform, and as needed, the business need, the problem are defined, and the two are selected, and then the problem is solved. So totally paradigm shift, which is possible, as I mentioned, with the dominance of the cloud in the last years. What happened? Now it's much easier to have this platform, which the big player in cloud are offering different platforms with different services. So the way we are going to work in this class, you will have access to the cloud, where you will have access to different tools which are in the platform. The cloud, the main cloud we are going to work in is the IBM cloud, for which you already have signed it, or some of you have not, but should be done by the end of this week. You have to sign up for the cloud, where you are going to find all the tools we are going to use, and we are talking about platform. In this platform, we are going to have different services, including Spark, including DB2 wide columnar high performance database to do sentiment analysis. You are going to find the best and the top tool for machine learning for big data, which is Spark ML. And of course, we are going to work as a sub-platform, which is named Watson Studio, where you are going to have access to run environment like Python, Spark, database, and upload your data. So it's exciting. The access to the top high technology, you will be getting access in this class, which is the norm today in the industry. Of course, they are different provider. As you understand, for the purpose of education, we should choose a single. We cannot work in a different provider, although for the first assignment, which is in big data management database, which is age-based, you have option. We tried this semester to see the whole class, everything else is going to be in the IBM cloud. Experimentally, this semester, we try to see if we give a different option for a single, because the first assignment is the easier one, let's put it this way. How it's gonna work when you are given different option. So that is the purpose, where this first assignment, you have 3 different options to do it. And again, this is also no limitation. You can do whatever you want. So here I want to mention that Watson Cognitive, what you see here, we're talking about the Watson Cognitive AI product of IBM, which a couple of years ago won Jeopardy, a game against the top player in the field. That has no relation with the Watson Analytic. You use it in Data 610, which is a business analytic tool. So no relation at all. Watson Analytic was business analytic tool for the purpose of 610. Here we are using totally different services, totally different platform, the account are totally different. So any question, we are available to answer and clarify whatever you may need. Again, you are going to work with the top and cutting edge technology in the field of big data in this class to get you better prepared to put this in your resume. And it always helps. This is the experience I have from our graduate. Here I just showing the platform. This is the IBM platform. Of course, I can share very quick the real platform, but you have time to explore. The AI and analytic are going to be the main part we are going to do. In addition to that, we are going to work in a sub-platform, which is IBM Watson Studio. This is a sub-platform from the IBM Cloud, designed specifically for the data scientists, because the previous one is for anyone, for software developer application, for anyone having to deal job in the cloud, not only data analysts. Our area is mostly what is AI, analytic, and database. Everything else is for other type of professional. So IBM, and following the tendency in industry, build this sub-platform, which is specifically destined for data scientists and has everything you may need as a data scientist to do the job. And moreover, relation with the community with hundreds and thousands of article data set, which I'm showing here, notebook, Python notebook, and tutorials. And of course, for the duration of this class, you are not going to be able to do more than a single project. Maybe in your own, you can start something. But at the end of the course, I heavily suggest you continue working and just prepare yourself for better job, because the opportunity of Watson Studio is priceless. Just start exploring tutorial and notebook, and you're preparing yourself for the workforce. And a lot of code is shared in GitHub. You can find it through the community, through GitHub. Ask question. This is the true today data scientist platform, which uses most of the open source product, and you can collaborate with the community. So here I have a screenshot of what Watson we are talking about, which is not the Watson Analytic, is the Watson Cognitive. Just the slide, I don't know why it went to the different place. So here in this slide, I have the 4 major assignment. First thing, what we do, explore some of the component of Hadoop. Purpose of Hadoop, data management of big data. And we are going to explore one of the component of the Hadoop ecosystem. Then we are moving to what is machine learning with the cutting edge technology Spark to do machine learning in big data. Then we do what is very important, sentimental analysis on Twitter data using high performance columnar database. And 4 is the contemporary AI, which we are going to build smart chatbots using Watson Cognitive. And this is just a splash of what is the benefits of the today contemporary AI. So as you see, very simple, not simple, of course. So what I have in this slide, I have extracted something which is in the syllabus. I'm not going to spend time. Please make sure that you read from the syllabus. This is just copy and paste from the syllabus. Make sure you understand what is here, how the grading proceed, because this is, of course, something which is the main concern of everyone, how you are graded. And of course, the most important is that you learn, but of course you must have the grade you deserve. In the next few 3 slides, is the most important thing which are in writing. They already are in the classroom. I have here, let's say, put them together, compile them in a single 2 slide, and make sure the red color is used so you understand that this is very important. And the very important thing, the way we are use IBM Cloud is we do not contact IBM support team. Your point of contact is the TA and the faculty. If needed, then they will instruct you. And this is in very specific and very unique situation where we may need the contact the IBM technical support. That's why this is in red. And this is for several reasons. One of them, IBM support team work for everyone who pays for these services. They don't know what we are doing. They don't know what we are doing this class, that you have academic code, the data, the other. They don't know what the assignment is. So don't expect that IBM can help you, because you can say, oh, why have to wait for the TA and not for IBM? First of all, they cannot help you. Secondly, they must not help you, because the same thing is what you're going to ask IBM, how to do your project. Well, you understand that we have a policy of academic integrity. You should not ask for help someone to do your work. So that's why contacting IBM support team is totally unacceptable and disqualifying incident. It relies in the policy of academic dishonesty, which already you are signing the pledge. Okay, so I want to stress this so you don't feel bad why they are telling us this. And very important, do not enter credit card number. What is going to happen? This is an industry cloud environment. Any setup that constantly it pop up a window which say, if you pay, if you put credit card, but think about, this is not built for us. This is built for all the customers IBM have. We have access to the industry cloud of IBM, and it's for everyone. So this pop-up of credit card, just think about, this is not for me, ignore it. Never ever click on that pop-up and enter credit card, because I cannot stress how important it is not to do that. If you do that, we cannot help you with any assignment and you are just on your own. That is the story. Okay. And very important, how to be successful is to check the discussion. This already was mentioned, so I'm not going to repeat what was mentioned. Very important, you can ask all the questions, but you should not expect that TA is going to do the work for you. Okay, and preferably, if you need to have screen sharing with the TA, you have to talk in advance to them, because it has to be coordinated time. So please make sure you read this repeatedly. And very important, this lot. Think about the following: how to ask effective question. We aim that we help you effectively. Okay. So in order to be helped, don't think that TA or the faculty know what you are talking about by 2 words. You have to ask the question saying all these bullets which are here. What you are doing, what are the expected results, in which step, and provide screenshot. So think about what are the main question and provide for each of the step what is going wrong with you, because the TA faculty, they are not magicians, they cannot read your mind. Okay, think about this. TA and faculty cannot read your mind. So in order to be helped, you have to put your question completely. I haven't hired anyone working for this program who can read human mind. Maybe at some point, but not yet. So we have to follow this effective, this rule. And Of course, here is a summary which already Gopati Ashish Linish already stressed on all these questions, so I'm not gonna spend more time. I'm leaving this for Q&A, and before that, if any of the team member Gopati Ashish Linish want to add something. Opening parenthesis. Linish, I missed the slide about the Kegel competition. Of course, we are going to put this in the classroom. There is a competition in which you can participate, which is run by Kegel Academy, and who is responsible for all this competition is Linish. He is going to set up everything, provide instruction, and the good thing is you can get up to 3 extra points. In no class we have, if you read the syllabus of the program, they are not extra point in any of the class. But this class, since it's so challenging, and to stimulate you to do something in addition, which is very important and useful to participate in competition like Kegel, we are giving this up to 3 points, whoever complete satisfactory the competition. So anyone who wants to jump can unmute yourself.
Yes, I was going to say that throughout the course, you may see some something called self-assessment or ungraded exercises. So if it says ungraded, it does not mean that you should not be doing it. Yes, you should be doing it, because eventually you may see something graded. As you know what I'm saying? Very often the question on the self-assessment may come up on a graded assignment. So just bear that in mind. You have to do the ungraded part of the assignment to be able to learn as much as possible to get the full benefit and to do better on the graded part. Not sure how else to emphasize it.
I have here a question in the chat from Paul. Are you saying we should post our question for all to see? We're talking about question, not answer. And he said, I asked because it could give the answer to an assignment. We are not talking about this type of question, which are that provide the answer to the assignment. Actually, by the nature on this class, the only way you can provide answer is to post the code, okay? And the code which work. Now, if you have question and your code is not working, this is obviously not answer to the question. So nothing wrong with this. And moreover, let me put it this way. You can go to GitHub and find any code you may need. But in order to do something meaningful for a project, small project, big project, you must understand what you need. So, of course, we are not asked, we are terminately don't want the answer in the classroom, not at all, but the question are okay. Okay, I don't know if I answered this question. Yeah, here is in written the answer. Ajish, do you want to talk?
No, I think I wrote out the answer. So.
Yeah, but I'm not sure everyone is reading the answer. So please open the chat and read the answer, because it's an extensive paragraph which is going to eat a lot of time.
Sure. I just wanted to say to Paul's question that your question should ideally be clarifying questions. If something is not clear in our question description, or questions regarding a technical issue that you're facing. So if you're getting some sort of error, you don't understand what's going on, yeah, that's probably a good situation where Paul's question is particularly pertinent. If you feel that you need to walk through how you're solving the problem rather than just describing the error or other issue you're encountering, along with where you're encountering it, that's probably a case where you should reach out for a screen share session if just posting the error and surrounding issues is not leading to any productive answers.
Yeah, and there is another question regarding response time. Our TA are very responsive. Maximum time is 24 hours, but they do this much faster. So I don't see more question in the chat. If someone wants to do verbal question, you can unmute yourself. Nothing wrong with this, and ask the question. Okay. Anyone? Very quiet. So quiet class. If you cannot unmute yourself, just write in the, okay.
No, I just want to make, this is Paul. I just want to make one quick statement. I really appreciate the week 1 for initial responses and the week 2 for like post responses. I think it adds a little bit more flexibility in our schedules when we have time to actually read all the questions and then actually post back in a different week. It was actually kind of nice to see that in this class.
Oh, let me clarify. In this class, having said that the material is very, I'm going to explain why it's this way. The material is complex. So the discussion must have benefits. We are not looking here for discussion, just you pause, it counts, and you get point. That has no meaning. Okay, we don't want waste of time. It has to bring some substance and for the benefits of everyone reading to learn together. And actually the whole class has only 4 discussion. This first one, which is more, I mean, not that it's easy, all are they important, but it's something which have been talking a lot about, Hadoop and management of data and what is big data is only 2 weeks, but the other are 3 and 4 weeks. So the total is 4 discussion, okay?
So I want to second George's question here about is UMUC actually planning to have a PhD in data science or data analytics so we can pursue something further than the master's in this?
Yes, but not PhD. Right now I'm working on it.
Is there any kind of time frame?
Well, I want, the thing is the regulations. And my proposal still doesn't fit in the regulation. I just got it back yesterday. Its name is not PhD. Its name postmaster degree because this it has to fit in the category of a MEC. We are Maryland State University. You understand? So there is no way I can propose, or not me, the university can do something which is not approved by EMEC and by the regulation. And so the category in which we can fit, they don't give us PhD because they are other institutions like Baltimore, MBA, Baltimore, what is UMBC and UMD who are fighting for the PhD, and they don't offer PhD specifically in data science, but they are offering in related field. So what we are putting together is very practical and is based in market analysis. What is the big gap today is enhancing the data science skill with AI and cognitive, and is named postmaster degree in advanced analytics. And it's mostly AI cognitive and advanced machine learning going to reinforce learning and all this stuff which is no time to do in this program. So that is the plan. I don't know when it's gonna be. I hope it's for fall, but it's gonna be delayed.
So is that like an equivalent to a PhD or equivalent more towards a master's or an in between?
It's in between.
Okay.
is in between, but what the industry says, and you know, the landscape change constantly. The requirement today is you see all these new skills which the employer want, but they don't look for PhD, you know, they want that you can do that, read all the posting. So our research is based on, the market analysis is based on the projection also until 2022, what is the gap, what is the grow in this job, and we are going in this direction. It's just each industry today, they want skill. They have created very cool stuff, very cool technology, but there is no people who can work with all this contemporary AI. Do you understand me? So our postmaster certificate is between, it's not research, it's practical. We build under the belt practical skills, but with a little more statistic, of course. I hope I answer your question, guys.
Oh yeah, you could.
Okay. You just wish me good luck so I can jump through the hop.
That's actually a good question too. So with the Boss Master course, I mean, how many classes are you estimating it to be? Slash, is it a year, 2, 3, 4 year
No, this
duration?
extra is 12 credit you can do in 2 terms.
So 2 classes. Okay.
Two 6 classes courses, which are 2 courses in one, you know.
Okay.
Because at least at this point, we what EMEC, I'm just actually fighting, but this is above my capability. This is the DN and the provost. They understand that the job landscape is changing. So this inflexibility and regulation of EMEC is just tying our hand. But it's not only our. The thing is the industry have created so many cool new stuff. Who is going to work with them? You know, something has to change with this regulation. So working in this direction. Any other question? So in the meantime, you think I want to just repeat something which I missed in the slide. Is about Kaggle competition, which Linish is going to prepare and post in the two sections, and is going to be the instruction how to enroll in the competition, what you have to do, and of course if you're successful, you are gonna get extra point, which you are not getting in any other class of MSDA. Anyone? I don't see more. So the thing is, what I want to reiterate, which was said by other team member of the faculty NTA, don't rely that you can do the project just over the weekend. Start as early as possible and think about this is technology. Let's put it this way. And other thing which I want to clarify, this is a public cloud. The updates are coming constantly. I'm not talking about the small update which are changing some interface, which don't change the substance. But at some point, we can be totally unfortunate and the service get major update, and major update means update in the functionality of the service we are using. I just want to put the reality, so you plan accordingly. And it can happen just before the assignment is due. And of course, we aim to work to give a solution to this. But you understand, we are not the owner. We cannot direct when to update, what to update, and how to update. In order to work with cutting edge technology in the big data, the only way to do it is in the public cloud. There is no university, no our university, no university which can afford this technology in their server. Moreover, everything changes so quickly that there is no way to have your on-premise architecture for something. On-premise architecture today have enterprise which have to comply with regulation, and they must have a lot of money to comply with this regulation. So we are not in this case. Our true is the public cloud, and of course, any beauty has some inconvenience, and the inconvenience I'm clearly describing. A major change may happen in the middle of the assignment. Of course, we deal with this. We are flexible, we are going, but you have to put your part and start as early as possible. Sometimes, can you imagine that we are on a project for 3 weeks and the update is going to happen on Sunday, but you already finished it. We don't need, do you understand me what I mean? You are in the final phase, which is writing the report, the conclusion, the recommendation, and that's it. And no problem. So it's not just because of this. It's very important for many different reasons not to just, oh, I just finished this so difficult project. I need a break. And you give you a break 1 week. You know what means giving you giving yourself a break for 1 week in a class which is 6 credit in 10 scores, which is 2 classes in one, in 12 weeks. This is totally not workable. You cannot afford to have 1 week break. So I want to stress on this also.
All right. So I actually have one more question and know about the group a little bit. So since we're working on the IBM cloud, do they have any kind of scheduled maintenance time frames, like every Thursday, every Saturday, or is it just up 24/7?
It's up 24/7, but different services. Let me share the IBM cloud and I will show you what I mean. Because the graphic.
Sometimes there is a schedule, sometimes.
Okay, so it'll be on the website basically if there's a outage or something coming up.
Well, they don't always announce because sometimes there is an emergency maintenance.
Okay.
Well, something happened and they have to take the system down to fix it, but they better take it down for half an hour perhaps and get it resolved than having people fight with something, you know what I'm saying?
Do you see my screen of IBM now?
No.
No?
No.
Well, it says your screen sharing is paused.
Oh.
Why is paused? I did something. Anyway, so you don't see anything? What you see?
You may want to unshare and share again.
Oh, actually, Rajesh posted the link in a chat.
Okay, here is. Here we go.
Yeah.
This is just, yeah. Okay. So the thing is, we can find, you see here all these services, and you can click to any of the services, explore and see what you are allowed, because it is telling you how much it costs, what is there. You can explore that, right? It's a little slow now. I have many. What is free, because I have the same plan like you know, so you will see exactly the same like myself. As an instructor and student, we have the same allotted availability. So for any of the services, you can see what is allowed. And you see that this is just in the category of AI, how many services. So they don't do maintenance on everything, because if you scroll to all category, you easily will find more than 250 different services. They don't do this, let's say, no services. It's just in category or in portion and in group, and Of
So if you
course,
go to the URL that I posted in the chat, that'll give you the real-time status of every one of those services that they offer.
okay.
So you can check whether it's a service issue or
Yes.
a user error causing your particular problem.
Yeah. And you can sign, I can tell you, for the classroom, it's very important that you, as soon as possible, learn something which is posted in the announcement, that someone responded to your post in Q&A or in discussion. Just set up alert. You can set up alert. You will know where is new message in the announcement, where someone responded to your posting in discussion. When your assignment is graded, just post alert and you will get instant alert in your email address. Okay. And
I'm sorry, I got one more question now. I'm sorry. I just full of questions tonight. So for assignment 1, going through it, reading the notes and whatnot, it doesn't have a page limit by any chance, because you're supposed to answer section 1 and answer questions for section 2. I'm assuming with screenshots. Is there kind of a estimated page range you're looking for? Because I'm a man of few words.
well, the thing is that there is substance reasonable between 12, 15 page maximum, but the screenshot, they don't count. If you need to, of course, they go to the appendix in general. If you put screenshot in the same text, because some of the screenshot, they fit better when you explain, we are not forcing you to put everything in an appendix, just reasonable size. In this class, you already have much more experience in the program. We are not restricting this to 12 page to 15 page, but this is the reasonable size you're carrying for another classes.
Thank you.
And of course, like anything is, you can have question, ask the community, and so on and on and on. Okay. And I think this link to the maintenance, to the schedule maintenance, which Ashish posted in the chat, will go somewhere in the classroom also. But again, there is so much material in the announcement everywhere. It is gonna be new tomorrow, and after tomorrow is gonna be already somewhere down. So you have to put alert in any of these things so you get whatever we are posting there. Important. More question.
And I was gonna say there is also a very nice functionality in Leo where you can bookmark pages. You can, if you see, there's a little, well, the page has a little thing at the top right, and you can add it to bookmarks, and then you just click on bookmarks. It will be there for you. When you click on a bookmark, it takes you to the page automatically. So take advantage of bookmarks.
Well, if there are not more questions, we have a lot of space in the classroom to whatever comes in mind. Don't hesitate. And it's very important that your question first are going to the Q&A, because your colleague may have the same question. And sometime some of your colleagues already deal with this and is gonna respond just instantaneously, not until the TA goes there. Is win-win in all the direction. Of course, if the question really requires email communication, of course, you email the TA, the instructor, and we are happy to answer your question. But in general, the classroom Q&A is the best forum for everyone to benefit. Okay. If there are not more questions, I think I'm going to stop recording. And